Hello and welcome. You're watching the Good 5 Cent Cigar Newscast, and I'm your host, Lucas Masiello. We've got a lot of news for you this week. We're talking to students about how they feel about the Super Bowl, diving into reactions about changes to this year's graduation ceremonies, and get our first ever weekly episode of Ocean State Eats. All that and more on this week's Good 5 Cent Cigar Newscast. First up, this year's Super Bowl was something different, setting a record by bringing in over 123 million viewers, leading many experts to say that the game is the third most watched telecast behind the 2022 World Cup and the moon landing. This comes after years of dwindling viewership of the big game that started in 2019 and accelerated during the pandemic. The Chiefs' win also falls in the midst of tight end Travis Kelce's very public relationship with Taylor Swift and all the hype and drama leading up to what many viewers are calling the Taylor Swift Super Bowl. To find out how campus is feeling about the big game, we sent the Cigar's very own Nathan Robillard to the Quad for this week's episode of the Robillard Report.
Last week we went around campus asking people what they thought was going to happen in the Super Bowl. Now that it's happened, we're going around campus asking people what they thought about it. And this is the second ever edition of the Robillard Report. All right, special guest appearance. I'm here with the Cigar's own Ryan Polillo and Connor Drake. Guys, we're going around today and getting students' reactions from the Super Bowl. I know it was a heated result to say the least, so let's hear some thoughts.
All right, well, Steelers fan, I'm just happy the Ravens weren't in there. I got to give credit to Pat Mahomes building a dynasty. Honestly, first half a little snooze fest, but I'll take it. It was an enjoyable watch. I had fun. Good for the Chiefs.
We heard it from one. How about you, Connor? What do you think?
It was one of my favorite Super Bowls in a long time. I would agree with what Ryan said with a snooze fest in the beginning, but Patrick Mahomes building a dynasty, really good game, regular overtime, the new rules. I liked it.
Awesome, guys. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Of course.
And we'll see your stories this week. All right, I'm here with Emily, and we're going around today and getting students' reactions on the Super Bowl last night. So give us a quick thought or two. What do you think?
I personally really enjoyed watching the Super Bowl on Nickelodeon last night.
Nice,
SpongeBob
yeah.
and Patrick did a great job with their animations. Larry the Lobster was out there, and they really dumbed it down for some people. Not myself, because, sports media major and everything. I love football, understand it. But my roommates, we were all into it. I think it was a great marketing ploy.
Did you catch Sandy on the sidelines there?
I did. I'm
Yeah.
surprised that
What'd
she
you
had
think?
her air bubble on if she was in the Air
Yeah, I
Stadium.
wasn't
A
sure
little
about that.
confusing. Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Overall, good.
Yes, overall great experience, I would say. A little too much Taylor, but what are you going to do?
Awesome. Well, appreciate the time.
Yeah,
Thanks
of
so much.
course. Thank you.
So in continuing the trend of finding people that we know from the Cigar here, interviewing them, I'm speaking with the person I stole their show from, the Ronin Report, formerly of the Cigar. Ronin, give us some thoughts on the Super Bowl last night.
Disappointing for America. This was, I think, a lot of people's nightmare. My social media feed has been dominated for the past 3 months with Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift edits. And now that's just going to keep continuing, and it's honestly a really sad day for America. We really need to be better as a country, I think, and yeah.
How about the setting in which you watched the Super Bowl last night? I heard you were at a pretty cool event.
Yeah, no, it was a great time. I was actually with Nate here. We had a great time, met a lot of cool people, ate so many buffalo chicken flavored items. Ate some wings, some buff chick dip, some mac and cheese. That was honestly the real highlight. Usher's performance was good, a little bit busy. I enjoyed the dancing. I enjoyed the theatrics, but I did not enjoy the 30 seconds of featured artist. And then,
What about the roller skating?
the roller skating was
Yeah.
good. The roller skating was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, the continued changing of features and styles and songs was a little bit nauseating at points. But yeah, overall pretty good Super Bowl Sunday.
That has got to be the most comprehensive report we've heard so far. Enjoy retirement from the Cigar,
Thanks.
and enjoy your free time.
I will.
And watch this week.
I will. Appreciate it.
All right, so I'm standing here with, what's your name?
Steven Vonzalides.
And
Matt Madrid.
All right, awesome. So last week we went around campus asking students what they thought was going to happen for the Super Bowl. This week we're asking you what you thought. So just general reactions from the game last night.
So I thought it was a really sloppy game, especially for like the first half, really defensive, which I kind of saw coming just because both defenses are really, really good. But I figured it'd come down to the best quarterback, and that's kind of what ended up happening. Went to overtime. Mahomes does what he does, unfortunately, and they got the win.
Why, unfortunately?
He's just so good. I understand. I'm a Patriots fan, so I understand why people dislike Tom Brady so much because he was just so good in all those clutch moments. And Mahomes just kind of doing the same thing right now. It's just kind of crazy. 2 Super Bowls back to back. They haven't done it since the Patriots, so that's probably why.
And what about you? Agree, disagree? What are your thoughts?
I would have to agree, too. I was really rooting for the 49ers. They had it, and then, of course, like Steven just said, Mahomes did his thing, and it was part of the script. So, I mean.
That's what we've heard a lot of. Any thoughts on the halftime show last night?
It really lacked, in my opinion. I feel like it could have been better. It needed more energy, I feel like. I don't know. Maybe it's just a generational thing, but I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it.
Halftime show thoughts?
Same kind of thoughts. I think last year was really, really good. Set the bar really high. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it definitely wasn't what I was hoping for, I would say, for sure.
Well, gotcha. Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate your time.
You got it, man.
Good to meet you
Thank
guys.
man. Good to meet y'all.
Have a good. All right, so I am standing here with the Cigar's own Ryan Estes, in keeping with this week's tradition of finding people from the Cigar to walk and talk with about the Super Bowl. I'm here with you, and if your tantalizing reviews of URI's dining services foods are anything to go by, I'm sure you will have some enlightening opinions for us. So with that being said, give us your thoughts on the Super Bowl yesterday.
Well, I mean, it was a great game played out by both sides. I mean, it was. I will be a little subjective and say that I was hoping the 49ers would win, but alas, sometimes we can have nice things. I was also a little disappointed in the narrative that it was a fairy tale come true of how the Chiefs won, and that's just really unfortunate because I hope that they break up and that we get a breakup album soon about Travis Kelce. So I actually don't even mind Taylor Swift. She's not even that bad, but. Man, 49ers, you gotta feel for them. So.
And I think the question that all the viewers are going to be asking, following up with that, is when that album almost inevitably comes out, will you be reviewing it?
Oh, I think it's a guarantee at this point. I mean, if that has to be my farewell article for the Cigar, then I'll make it so. But I will be first in line to get that album if and actually when it drops. So.
Well, a lot to look forward to, as always. Thank you, sir, for your time.
Of course.
Have a great rest of your day.
Oh. It's already a great day now.
With the Robillard Report, I'm Nathan Robillard. Lucas, back to you.
Thanks, Nate. On Tuesday, we saw our very first snow day of the semester with a coastal snowstorm blanketing the state from Wakefield to Woonsocket, causing the state to announce a tractor-trailer ban on state roads and closing offices for the day. Rhode Island Energy says that the storm caused power outages in a few hundred Washington County homes, but that fewer than 150 remained without power by Tuesday night. Plowers worked hard to clear the roads in Kingston and surrounding areas, but cold temperatures risk black ice on the road, so be careful, roadie. Later, we meet a new club on campus doing big things and dive into the changes taking place with this year's graduation, but first, I'm going to send you over to Peter Gigliotti for this week's Roadie Sports Corner.
What's going on, Roadie Nation? My name is Peter Gigliotti, and you're watching this week's edition of your Roadie Sports Corner. Women's basketball tipped off against St. Louis University on Sunday in a rematch of last year's Atlantic 10 tournament semifinals. For more on the story, here's Michael Petrasky.
I'm here outside the Ryan Center following the women's basketball match between the Rhode Island Rams and the St. Louis Billikens. Both teams were looking to end a 2-game losing streak in this A10 semifinals rematch.
Although it was Super Bowl Sunday, the energy from the crowd and teams were as high as ever. Both teams were struggling to score early on until Maya Torre backed down her opponent inside the paint and dropped this floater in to give the Rams the first points of the game. The first half was a defensive battle between the two teams as Maya Torre snagged St. Louis's shot out of the air to give the Rams a fast break. That fast break was then stopped by a steal from St. Louis's Brooklyn Gray. Here's Coach Tammy Reese's thoughts on the shocking amount of turnovers the Rams had.
Turn the ball over. You can't have that many turnovers as a guard. And there was a couple of them. You got to take better care of the basketball, especially when you got the ball in your hands.
Midway through the first quarter, we were able to see the offensive onslaught these teams could bring with URI's D.D. Davis and St. Louis's Tiara Simon going back and forth, always having an answer for the other. URI consistently held the lead for a total of 36 minutes throughout this game. but it was plays like these two buzzer beaters coming at the end of the first and third quarters respectively that were able to keep St. Louis in the game and not allow URI to make many mistakes like they did on this turnover that led to St. Louis's second buzzer beater of the game. After 3 quarters filled with costly turnovers, fouls, and overall great defensive prowess, URI and St. Louis showed their offensive onslaught once again with a back-and-forth run over 2 minutes where neither team could miss a shot. URI's Sophie Phillips, Anel Dutat, and Sophie Vital all contributed to Rhode Island's run. St. Louis, meanwhile, relied on Kyla McMakin and Peyton Kennedy to once again keep them in this game. After this missed St. Louis free throw, Rhodey stormed down the court to see if they could get a shot off to tie the game, which they did with this D.D. Davis 3. Except Coach Tammy Reese had already called timeout, causing the shot to not count. URI was never able to get another open look after that and ultimately lost the game 76-73 after St. Louis ended the fourth quarter on a 16-5 run.
For the Sports Corner, I'm Michael Petrasky.
Thanks, Michael. Heading over to the other side of campus, URI women's hockey faced off against Worcester Polytechnic Institute on Saturday. Johnny Oxenfeld has the story.
The University of Rhode Island's women's ice hockey team has only lost one time to Division II competition this season. With a record of 4-1 against these schools, they look to continue their hot streak against Worcester Polytech Institute.
URI sit in third place in the Women's D1 Independent Division in the ACHA, or the American Collegiate Hockey Association. However, they come into this matchup with the most goals in their division with 71, and that momentum did not stop here. The Rams scored 3 quick goals in the first period to jump out to a robust 3-0 lead. Captain and forward Serena Batacci emphasized the importance of strong starts and how it helps the team moving forward.
Scoring first is always an advantage, at least in our eyes. It tends to set a fire under our team, so it's always really exciting. 3 is, more than we could ask for, and that was awesome to see from our players tonight.
URI's punishing attack did not falter after the first 20 minutes. With multiple goals from Audrey Rowan and Serena Batacci, it was goals galore at Boss Arena, with a final score of 10-0 for the Rhode Island Rams. They now sit at 81 goals for the season. That is 16 more than first-place Niagara University. Just as important as scoring goals are, keeping the puck out of your own net is just as crucial. URI had a directed focus on the clean sheet throughout the game.
Yeah, so I think scoring a bunch was exciting today, but it also gave us a good opportunity to slow the game down as well and work on some individual and team goals that we wanted to work on this past week, and I think we got the opportunity to do that, so it was super fun.
The Rams are going to ride their momentum into the week as they prepare for another dominating performance against a Division II school as they face the University of Maryland this weekend.
Yeah, we're definitely going to carry this and keep working hard throughout the rest of this week, throughout practices, and it's just really important to win these games now so that we keep that momentum going throughout the next couple.
From inside Boss Arena, I'm Johnny Oxenfeld with Rhodey Sports Corner.
Thanks, Johnny. Now taking a look at some other scores around campus. Men's basketball defeated George Washington before traveling to UMass and losing that matchup. They'll play next at home against Loyola Chicago. Staying on the court, women's basketball lost to Richmond before continuing their road stretch at UMass on Wednesday. Women's track and field sent members of its team to the David Emery Valentine Invitational at Boston University. That trip was highlighted by Molly Sabia and Sophia Picone, who recorded personal bests in the 3,000 meter and the mile respectively. Men's track and field also sent members to the David Emery Valentine Invitation. Their outing was marked by a 5th place finish in the 200 meter by URI third-year junior Jarrett Young, who clocked in at 21:54. Both teams then hosted their URI Coaches Invitational, where 10 seniors were honored for their commitment and accomplishments throughout their athletic careers. Swim and dive traveled to Boston for the Northeastern Invitational. Rhodey's performance was highlighted by a 4th place finish in the 1-meter dive by sophomore Lily Sue and a 5th place finish in the 3-meter dive by freshman Anna Peck. Their next event will be the Atlantic 10 tournament. And finally, women's tennis defeated Stonehill College 7-0 on Sunday. They play next at Providence College. That's going to wrap up this week's edition of the Rhodey Sports Corner. To stay up to date with all things URI athletics, be sure to check us out on social media at @cigar_sports. Back to you, Lucas.
While our team was out filming this week's Robillard Report, we met the Talent Development Club, a student-led offshoot of talent development. a program run by the school that helps students of color and students from disadvantaged backgrounds succeed at URI. Nathan Robillard has the story about what they're all about.
While walking around and filming this week's edition of the Robillard Report, we came across one new student organization that is selling Valentine's Day candy to support their cause and try to grow their club. We spoke to their members to learn more about what they were about. So I'm here with you guys. So we have come across this club here that's doing a fundraiser for what looks like Valentine's Day here on campus right outside the library. They're here to tell us a little bit about what their club's about and what they do.
So this is a two thing, right? So in the summer, every freshman that's coming to URI for the first semester, they're going to be put into the summer program called Talent Development. What Talent Development does, it helps out students of color and people who are at a disadvantage that cannot, that doesn't have the right resources yet to go to college, that have no knowledge of it, and that's what Talent Development comes for. So they help out with 2 classes in the summer and like 3 other electives that they take. Those classes, what they do is they help them prepare them for URI and help them, get somewhere and get that extra support that they need. And so now what we do is TDSB, Talent Development Student Board. Since talent development isn't really known, so we do a club, so where we try to get our name known. And this club is briefly new, and so we're trying our best to get our name out there because we also want to be part of the community because we are not out there as much. And our goal by hopefully the end of this year is that we're more active and we have more members by the end of this year. And this is what we're doing for Valentine's Day because, we're trying to get a community together.
Yeah, and so how did you, I guess I can go down the line here, and just wondering how you guys all got involved in this club and how you got involved in these fundraisers and doing what you do here.
You want to speak how you got involved?
I'm a part of TD, and it was Jesus here that told me about the club. And I came to a couple meetings, and I felt welcomed and wanted to keep coming back.
Yeah, same thing. I was a part of TD. Jesus brought me out. It was a good time, good community. I'm just trying to build it. I'm just trying to help build the community, trying to spread the word out,
What do you guys have about you?
I'm also part of TD. I'm one of the people who helped bring this club up when it was just after they lost their Senate recognition, and I helped them get their Senate recognition back. And I just want to see this club grow, and I just want to get involved on campus. And this is such a great cause for me to get involved on campus with.
Awesome.
I'm also a TD student, and Jesus was also the one that brought me into this club. And they made me feel so welcome and at home, and we love to do fun activities. So yeah.
Awesome. So thanks so much, guys. Appreciate it. Is there anything else that maybe the students want to get involved? How would they go about reaching out to you guys, getting involved with what you're doing?
So we do have an Instagram page, and our Instagram page is TDSB_URI, and we post a lot of things there of any updates that we have, any activities we will do. And that's how you can find us. And we also have the meeting schedules there too. So you could definitely just pull up, introduce yourself to the club, and then we'll go from there.
Awesome. Anything fun coming up? What's your next plans for the semester here?
So tomorrow we're gonna have an arts and crafts day. That way we have more bonding time with each other because that's what we need a lot right now. Is more bonding and getting to know more of each other, so we could keep growing with each other.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much,
Thank
guys.
you so much,
I appreciate your time, and this will be out on our. It's so nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you guys. Good luck with everything.
I appreciate the support.
Thanks, Nate. This year, the university announced some major changes to graduation, and some students haven't even heard about it yet. Instead of having a full graduation with the entire university on the quad, this year, students will be split by their school and graduate in a series of ceremonies across graduation weekend. While students have shared a mixed bag of reactions to the news, a number of students reported not even being made aware of the changes to the ceremony they have worked years to take part in. Liz Gomez spoke with graduating seniors to see how they're reacting to the changes.
Thank you, Lucas. Today we're at the URI Quad, seeing what us upcoming graduates are feeling about the upcoming changes to the ceremonies. So I'm here with
Damari.
What have you heard about the new upcoming changes to the graduation ceremony?
I haven't heard much until recently about the big change of graduation. I think that should have been made more known to the students because I feel like that's always been something that's been happening even before COVID. So that change is kind of big.
So how does that make you feel overall? Are you kind of like disappointed that you're not going to be with other people or anything like that?
I mean, considering like my friends are from all types of departments, like I have a bio, CCJ, like they're all different business, and I'm in arts, and honestly it would have been like a really good opportunity to share that moment with them in graduation, because it's just like something that we all accomplished. But I'm a little disappointed, I'm not gonna lie, but I would love to see a change in that, but we can't really do much about that because it's the school's decision.
Thank you. So I'm here with
Sam,
what college are you graduating from?
the College of Physics.
Okay, so are you aware that URI is implementing a new ceremony where all the colleges are graduating on different days?
I think someone might have mentioned it to me at some point, but I don't. Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
I mean, it sounds like it would maybe streamline things a little bit in terms of like how long people are hanging out, like during the ceremony itself.
How about seeing your friends graduate?
Yeah, that could be. I mean, not seeing them graduate would definitely be like a downside to it.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm here with.
Connor Bowen.
And what college are you graduating from?
I'm from Arts and Sciences.
Perfect. What have you heard about the upcoming changes to the graduation ceremony?
I haven't heard anything about any changes. I just know I'm in the Ryan Center, and that's where I'm graduating.
So URI is implementing a new rule where they are having different days for different colleges. So like College of Business isn't graduating with like College of Nursing and stuff like that. So you don't really get to graduate with your peers.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel, or what do you think about that?
I mean, kind of all my friends are in Arts and Sciences, so like if we're graduating together, I know it was like that last year, and that's kind of how I thought it was always. I didn't know it was like a change. So I mean, I'm fine with it. I'm with all my friends already, so it's no big deal to me.
Perfect. Thank you. I'm standing here with.
Jonas Steinway Adler. I'm the Vice President of the Student Senate, and also I'm a tour guide.
Okay. How do you feel about the upcoming changes to graduation?
Well, I think the way that it was communicated to the student body was like the iffy part. It seems like there wasn't enough like communication with the students before that decision was made. And I know personally that there's been like a slow, quiet rumble amongst the seniors who are trying to get that decision to, I think, be like overturned and just reconsidered to really get that commencement. As far as I know, the seniors that are graduating right now were also seniors that didn't have a senior year graduation because of COVID, so it would kind of be like a double whammy. So a little bit of an iffy decision there.
Yes, it feels like we're in 2020 all over again. With the good 5-cent cigar, I'm Liz Gomez.
Thanks, Liz. Up next, Plant City is a Providence-based vegan restaurant that has since expanded to have locations in Warwick and Middletown. Caroline Ashleen and Kate Stanwood went there to tell us more for the first weekly segment of Ocean State Eats, your dive into Rhode Island's best eateries.
Today we're at Plant City, and this tells us all the stats. Plant City has served 1,788,788 guests.
I ordered the margarita pizza and the chicken nuggets with extreme fries.
Check this out. They got Best of Rhode Island, Plant City X, healthiest restaurant 2022. Let's go. Let's look at the pizza. Oh, it's so cute. It's like mini, and there's a lot of cheese on it. I'm so surprised. That's really good. This sauce is really good. But it's sweet. This is definitely a must try. This is a lot better than I thought it would be. Garlicky and good. 9.5 out of 10. Okay, now we have the extreme fries. Mushroom bacon, some peppers, scallions, and the special sauce. It is so good. So the last thing I'm going to try today is the chick nuggets. Sign over there, it says hug your nugs. But I love these. I've had these before. Tastes like a chicken nugget. It is definitely like a tofu bite. A little bit like very crunchy on the outside, softer on the inside, but in a good way. And then the breading on the outside is like has a little bit of a kick, and I really like it. Tastes really good. 10 out of 10. Some of the best nuggets around.
Last up, Aiden Cahill went to Providence for this week's Aiden on Location.
Behind me is a striking view, the First Baptist Meeting House juxtaposed against the modern Providence skyline. Although not the original structure, this congregation was founded in 1638 by Roger Williams himself, and this building was built in the 1770s. Welcome to Aiden on Location, where today we're checking out historic College Hill in Providence.
About 25 miles north of campus, College Hill was the first site of European settlement in what would soon become Rhode Island.
Unlike other towns founded around the same time, Providence didn't have a colonial charter. Thus, the settlers decided amongst themselves how the land was going to be organized, making Providence a somewhat unique layout. Each settler got about 6 acres of land, reaching from South Main Street all the way up to Hope Street at the top of the hill. This, where I'm standing, was originally the plot of Stuxley Westcott.
Since the days of the original plots, Providence has done nothing but flourish with history.
Behind me is Fleur-de-Lis Studios, an art studio built in the 1880s and added to the Register of Historic Places in the 70s. It's also used as the home of Henry Wilcox from Lovecraft's Call of Cthulhu. Those with an interest in early American literature may actually find interest in College Hill as well. I'm standing here in H.P. Lovecraft Memorial Square, just about 2 blocks from where the Gothic author used to live.
Though this house holds great significance in Lovecraft's life, Lovecraftian literature is littered with references to different places around Providence and Rhode Island as a whole.
Given the 400 years of history that this state has, it's important to note that we haven't even scratched the surface of what Providence or College Hill has to offer. But that's for another episode. For now, I've been Aiden on Location. I'll be back next week for another adventure. Back to the studio.
That's all we have for you this week. Thanks for tuning in. If you want more content like this, make sure to follow us here and on YouTube at Roadie Cigar and pick up our print paper for free anywhere on campus. I'm your host, Lucas Masiello. This is a Good 5 Cent Cigar Newscast, URI's only student-run news source, and as always, have a great week, Roadie.